Well, thank you, Marie, and Susan, your team, all of you. I really just appreciate you so much for having me down, and certainly for all that you were doing. Thank you, Bob Liston, because I know what a role you play in all of this. So I appreciate that as well, getting Marie everywhere that she needs to go. I want to start by also saying to our honorees, thank you. I say it as a fellow educator, and I know what I think is at the core, and I think we all heard it in their brief remarks. Educators know that it is so important, right, what we do each and every day with our students and what we try to do in terms of helping make a difference in the next generation. But somewhere along the way, and I think you heard it here, we also recognize that it is so important that we engage in advocacy. Because without that advocacy in our communities, for those we serve, we are just not going to be able to make the difference that we need to. And we recognize that, and we understand that, and the power of that, and that is why you are sitting here and being recognized for the work that you've done. And I want to say thank you. And certainly I also know to all of you, it is also why you are here, right? Because I know, and I'm always inspired by it, right? You go into these rooms, you travel across the state, and you're talking with a number of people who could be somewhere else. You could be spending time with your family. You could be spending some time with friends. Maybe you're out relaxing or enjoying yourself or getting ready for a game. But yet here you are, understanding that this is how we save democracy. This is how we make that difference. Because it can be stressful at times. It can be frustrating. We often see that no matter how hard we work or what we do, when we plant that sign, maybe 5 minutes later someone else comes along and pulls that out. And it's easy to say, enough. I just can't do it anymore. But it is because you are here, because you are standing up for what you know is right, that is how we make that difference. That is how we leave our mark and our legacy for that next generation. And quite frankly, elections matter. We know this. Elections are a huge piece of that work that we do. Because at the end of the day, we elect people who represent us, who are going to make policy decisions that impact us on ways for generations to come. And when we see these moments in time in history, like we see right now at the national level, like you see right here in making sure we get Joe elected to office. Let's give Joe a big round of applause. Doing the work every single day. And I know you are going everywhere because I see you all up and down the state as well. But I was really inspired to see how many of your signs are out here. And I know that that's everybody here and so many more who are doing the work for you. Because we also know that as Kamala Harris becomes the next president of the United States, she's going to need a Congress that she can work with as well, right, folks? So we're going to do all we can, right? This election is, as we say every year, this is the most important election ever. You know why? Because it's the most important election ever. And here we are again, at this critical moment, with razor-thin margins, where every postcard we write, every door we knock on, every sign we put out or put out again, is going to make that difference. And I thank you for it. And I will just briefly share, because you may not know as much about me, but a little bit of why I'm running to be the next governor of the state of New Jersey. Yes, I, like you, am very focused on 2024. That's where it's got to be. But the June primary in 2025 comes up really, really quickly. And in New Jersey, we have arguably the most powerful governor in all the land. Right? It's an important position. And I've seen on my journey, starting out, when my parents chose to move to New Jersey, right? They lived all over the world. My mom is from Jamaica, my dad from New Zealand. And as we traveled the world, they said, we want to live here in the United States, and we want to live in New Jersey, because this is where the best schools are. And my mom, as a math teacher, said, this is where we're going, right? This is where we're going. But I also had that lived experience where my dad, as an engineer, would travel for months at a time, all over the country, wherever the next big project was, sending money home so we could, do the best we could. But that was the family dynamic. And I think that really sums it up for us what New Jersey's all about. It is a great place to live, but it's a hard place to afford. It's a hard place to afford. And we all know that. When we're talking about housing, when we're talking about early quality education, I've got the 4-year-old and the 6-year-old, and you see the $20,000 it is if you haven't gotten the pre-K yet, right? And that's how much it's costing before early care, after care. When you see you're trying to save for your kids should they choose to go to college. You're trying to afford where you want to live. Where for me so many years ago, It was buying that multifamily home where I'm in a 1-bedroom, 4-bedroom on top. And when I met my wife, we moved in together, stayed all the way there till our second kid was born, because that's all we could afford. And by the way, Wall Street's gobbling all of those multifamily homes up right now, so you can't even start out there either. Very proud as mayor of Montclair to be able to pass the first ever rent control, to be able to control some of the escalating costs that we see in our township. But there's so many other pieces we know that puts people right on the edge. Healthcare, right? So proud to work with Marie and so many others on it, right? To really help to make sure that we try to get affordable quality healthcare for all in this state. I think that's something we all aspire to, because we don't want families struggling in those moments when unfortunately they have a health crisis. So I tell you this, folks. Liz, I'll tell you a little bit about how I became a science teacher, and certainly the role my mom played in that, and my parents, and certainly just the reward it's given me each and every day when I see my students. Understanding the need to be an advocate and get involved in my community and do the work and help my growth and journey, both as an NJA officer, now representing 200,000 educators throughout the state, but also as a mayor in our town. All of these pieces kind of make you who you are, but I'm telling you, I'm running to be the next governor of New Jersey because I do think this is our chance. This is our chance for someone with a lived experience similar to our own. Somebody who has led a life that is similar in some way to yours. To say that, folks, we should be the ones. We should be the ones that one day, when we're out there putting up that sign or knocking on that door, it's not for someone else, it's not for somebody to believe in, it's for somebody who's lived a life that's similar to our own. Somebody who we know can make that difference, that when you get in that governor's office, we're not just sitting there trying to get a little bit of time, trying to get a seat at that table. We're helping to set that table. We're helping to make sure we're fighting for each and every single one of us, because we know that we truly understand the challenges. So I humbly say this, thank you again. Thank you to all of you, because that's what this is about. Working in every single election to make a difference, putting ourselves out there for Board of Eds, or for governors, or for President of the United States, to try and make a difference for this country. And it is the good, hard work of all of you, of all of us together, that's going to make a difference in this nation in 2024, and I know also in 2025. Thank you very much, everybody.
Well, that concludes our program for today. You're welcome to stay and enjoy the property.